Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Sagittarius June 23, 2022. Mercury turns direct early today. If you've been looking back, reviewing, and editing, you'll begin to enjoy the rewards of these efforts in the days ahead. Gradually, you'll make more informed choices as new information comes in. Be extra mindful of details and instructions today as the shift occurs, but financial and communication delays should lift as you go forward. Just as Mercury doesn't immediately resume normal speed, you might try to follow a similar path, ease back into things for best results. With Pluto in a minor challenging aspect to the Sun today, fear or worry can lead to undue pressures, stress, and impulsivity. You could feel that others are holding something back from you, or you might be frustrated about being in the dark about a matter, but it's a good idea to draw upon your patience and ride things out. You'll learn more if you relax and observe rather than push, prod, and full-on investigate a matter. This may not be a day you will particularly enjoy, although you might get a certain weird pleasure from being dramatic and acting like a martyr. The planetary configuration indicates that you have limited options. Everyone is slightly fraught, including your loved one. It may be best to adopt your best, sweetest, and most soothing voice even if you have to speak through gritted teeth. Get ready to feel more stable. Today, Mercury ends its retrograde by stationing direct in your sign. You may feel increasingly more self-confident now that Mercury is direct, as the last week or so could have taken a hit on how you perceive yourself as a professional or in a professional setting. Although direct, Mercury is now in its post-shadow phase. During this time, you may want to consider what you have learned about your professional identity and disposition. Use this time to correct any mishaps while adjusting your professional presence. You are social by nature and thoroughly enjoy an evening out with your friends. But what begins as a routine night on the town could quickly turn into something more wild and raucous than you like. In fact, your friend's behavior may frighten you to the point that you turn around and go home. That would not be a bad idea. To put it mildly, you are somewhat overwhelmed with what is expected of you. There are frequent misunderstandings, especially with relatives and friends. To avoid making the tense situation worse, refrain from acting in the heat of the moment. You need a great deal of time and patience for talking things over to clear matters up. When you hang on tight, your hands aren't free for new opportunities. Let go of your biggest control issue just for the time being. Perhaps you need to grab it back soon, but just the experiment of stepping back should enlighten your mind. You come under intense scrutiny and react badly to criticism you might receive from people you care about most. Emotional outbursts lead you to say things you later regret. It is probably best if you try and remove yourself from any tense situation to a quiet place where you're able to reflect on how you feel. Your mental and emotional pictures of things should be in agreement, helping you to develop a clear understanding of all sides of the issues. This is a great time for you to rationally analyze your emotions to help you understand why you are feeling the way you do. By applying intellectual understanding to the situation, you can learn how to harness your emotions much more effectively. Don't let this day slip by without spending a little time reflecting on this subject. If you're out and about today, you can bet you'll meet someone new. It's a one day, and new is the keyword. It's an opportune time to make business contacts, as well as personal relationships. With your social nature, be mindful that any business meetings, even virtual ones, don't wind up being a social scene before the work is done. In fact, if it's possible, make a point of dedicating yourself to work before pleasure on a day like this. You'll get considerably more done this way. Set some plans for fun with friends new and old this evening, if possible. With the moon returning to your work sector just a few hours after Venus leaves today, there was never any danger of work and job matters going off the boil. However, with Mars just 12 days away from returning to begin the busiest months of the year, this is a chance to regroup and even catch your breath. In the meantime, Venus turns her attention onto your relationships while Mars is on a mission to make his last 12 days in a fun, playful, romantic and creatively charged part of your chart count. Before leaving your romantic sector today, the moon will not only align with Mars and Eris, but just as the warrior prince and princess of the cosmos are days away from aligning. With Mars leaving in 12 days, today's romantically charged lunar vibes are adding fuel to your romantic passions and fighting spirit just as Venus, the planet of love, returns to your relationship sector. Our eyes in the sky. You wake up thinking about a million different things thanks to an early morning quick-thinking Mercury-Jupiter sextile. This positive mental energy gives you an open-minded, broad future outlook and is perfect for brainstorming ideas and starting to make loose plans for some major things you'd like to see happen in your life, eventually. This is also a great time to do little things that can improve your mental daily life, like playing a new word game or doing research on a topic that interests you. Committing to learning something new every day might sound tedious or even, yawn, boring at first, but your brain will thank you in the long term. The moon moves from soft-spoken water sign Pisces to outgoing, fiery Aries, increasing your volume and also your need for excitement. The urge to create emotional drama just so you aren't bored is strong, but that will probably cause more trouble than it's worth. Watch an action movie instead of picking a fight with someone IRL. You from seeing the truth. On the other hand, you could see flaws you've ignored up to now. The cosmic energy is very dense, which is why it would be best to rest and retreat instead of try to connect with people. Watch a movie and take a nap instead of falling down the rabbit hole of paranoia. After midnight, Venus in Taurus forms a trine to Pluto in Capricorn, intensifying romantic and financial situations. While difficult Venus-Pluto aspects might cause us to behave jealously, the trine shows us the value of digging deep and investigating what lies beneath surface-level interactions in ways that are ultimately transformative. A love affair that begins now would be one where each person negotiates their power dynamics through the vessel of the relationship, achieving healing in the process. We can use this influence to overcome sexual hang-ups and trust issues with our partners. On a material level, this can be a good time to invest in property or assets. They may come with hidden perks, yielding unexpected value over time. Try to avoid negative self-talk and keep in mind that any past bad experiences have made you the stronger person you are now. Luckily, this energy breaks up later in the evening, and the cosmos provides you with an unexpected pick-me-up. The universe wants to shower you with surprises, so be sure to keep your eyes open for synchronicities and the beauty that lies all around you. Shortly following this, the Sun exits cerebral Gemini to journey through emotional Cancer in the month ahead. At this time, we become more aware of which relationships, business, or domestic factors allow us to feel safe in expressing our identity. To this end, we might be more attracted to that which reminds us of our past, which we view through a haze of nostalgia. We can pine for our childhoods or the way that things used to be. Our frame of reference is insular, making us more comfortable on our home turf, within established relationships or family dynamics. Our ego and our emotions are aligned, so we are less self-conscious about sharing our feelings. Yet, we still prefer to reveal ourselves to those who have earned our trust, as we know that not everyone is worthy of witnessing our vulnerability.